Tkachuk and scores!
Shabbat curled and drives and scores!
And the Senators win it.
Five apart, another chance, Madison scores! Drake Madison, oh, and got it. Green, Green again, scores!
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Now, before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at SensTalk _ and on Instagram at SensTalk. Now, before we get into tonight's game, which is between the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Battle of Ontario for the second night in a row, an update on what the future is for the Sens game recaps here on SENS Talk. So essentially, last night I made the mistake by saying that we're going to do series recaps. I figured out a way that I think will make better content too. I figured out a way to keep the game recaps going after every single Sens game. So essentially what I'm going to do is right now, the first period just ended for the Sens Leafs game. So right now I'm in the first intermission. I'm recording the first part of the video. So what we're going to have for each single Sens game recap is that I'm going to have my perspective after the first, second, and third. And it's going to be interesting to see how I'm feeling early on in the game, midway through the game, and then at the end of the game. It's going to be interesting to see my mood throughout the game. It's going to create some good content for you guys. And this also gives us an ability to have some people jump in to give their thoughts for the second period, like a Derek Lee potentially may join and give his thoughts for the second period. So I hope you guys love this format because we are keeping the game recaps. This is my favorite part of this channel, and I will never let go of this. Now, that being said, if the game starts after 8 o'clock Eastern Time, I will probably post the video the next day, though. It just logistically won't make sense for me to post it. It'll be posted at like 12:15 a.m. And I got school. No one's going to watch it. It's just a waste of time for everybody. Now let's get into tonight's game. The Ottawa Senators took on the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. That game, Sens won 5-3. Freddie Anderson did not play well that game, and because of that, and maybe for more reasons, Toronto wants to give him a rest. Freddie Anderson's out. Jack Campbell starts for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Now the next Sens game is against the Winnipeg Jets, and I bring this up because Winnipeg today canceled the practice for COVID-19 precautions, so there is a chance that the next Sens game, which is on January 19th, I like to say, or 17th, I forget what it is, it's somewhere in a few days, may be canceled because of COVID-19 cases. So we'll see, hopefully not, but that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Now tonight's lineup is as follows. The first line is Brady Tkachuk with Josh Norris and Drake Batherson. The second line, Tim Stützle, Derek Stepan, Evgeny Dadonov. The third line, Nick Paul, Chris Turney, Connor Brown. The fourth line, Cedric Paquette. And here's the new addition to the lineup. Colin White draws in. He also got power play minutes, by the way. And then Austin Watson on the fourth line, right wing. The pairings, Shabbat is back with Nikita Zaitsev. Goodbranson demoted to the second pairing with Mike Riley, who replaces Christian Wolanin. The third pairing is Braden Coburn and Josh Brown. Starting in net is Matt Murray, backing up as Marcus Hogberg. So scratch Galchenyuk again. Christian Wolanin. He didn't look as good as he usually does last game, but he hasn't played in almost 2 years because of an injury, and then, of course, because of COVID. So give the guy a break. I think they should have given him another opportunity tonight, but you know what? They scratched him. Hopefully he gets into the next game. And then Artem Anisimov as well was scratched. Let's get to the first period, ladies and gentlemen. And we get in. It's a little shaky at first. Both teams getting some opportunities. But 12 minutes in, Nikita Zaitsev, after our faceoff, takes a shot from the point. Nick Paul, big guy, hits him. The puck hits him. He bats it down, spins, fires, scores his first of the season. He corrals it, spins, fires, and scores, as you can see right here. The Sens lead 1-0. Now, Nick Paul was incredible last game. He was the Sens star of the night, and tonight, he may be it again because that was a nice goal by Nick Paul. And then Nikita Zaitsev draws an assist. Connor Brown with a secondary assist. But 3 minutes later, a nice passing play. Mitch Marner finds Joe Thornton, who rips it past Matt Murray glove side. The Leafs even the game at 1 apiece. That's Joe Thornton's first as the Toronto Maple Leafs. So my first period thoughts. So Matt Murray standing tall. He's been incredible. The shots are very close. I think the Leafs are up by 2 or 3 shots. But Matt Murray's been forced to make a few key saves. And he stood tall. Had no issue making those stops. Very composed looking. Now the Sens are generating constant offensive chances, which is a very good sign. The offensive scheme is working and the team is gelling well together. The defense is doing well too tonight, to be quite honest. They're blocking shots, and most importantly, they're blocking defensive passing lanes. The defense is blocking the passing lanes, so the Leafs are having to really cycle. But the Sens are really doing a good job to keep them out. On the outside, they're not giving them any good quality chances. Finally, Paul, very noticeable. He scored that goal. He's been incredible tonight. I look forward to seeing what he can do in the second period. Speaking of the second period, let's get to that instant reaction after the second period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Second period. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Ottawa's lucky. It's only a one-goal game. A minute into the second period, Mitch Marner takes a shot off the face-off. The puck goes off Goodbranson and in. Murray probably could have had this one, but I'm not going to blame him for it. He was handcuffed. It went off to Goodbranson, and it's hard to stop a deflection goal in the last second. So I'm not going to really complain too much on that one. It's definitely one Murray probably wants back, but it's an understandable goal to let in. But regardless, the Leafs take the lead. It's 2-1, and then up into the last few minutes of the period, the Leafs are utterly dominating, and Matt Murray is standing on his head. And I mean standing on his head. The Senators just couldn't get anything going. The Leafs got a couple power play chances, specifically with Cedric Paquette. Last game, Cedric Paquette, after the Senators killed off a key penalty in the first period, right away after they killed the penalty off, Cedric Paquette took another penalty. And that was terrible because the Senators, of course, went on back-to-back penalty kills. Cedric Paquette did that again in the second period, and luckily the Leafs did not score from that goal. But that's back-to-back games where Cedric Paquette had an unforced error. So moving forward, I don't know if Paquette scratched in the next game for a Galchenyuk or whatever, but the coach needs to speak to Cedric Paquette because in game one when Paquette did that led to a goal. Luckily, in game number 2 tonight, that didn't happen. They didn't score after that penalty. But the point is, can't be taking stupid penalties like that, especially when the Leafs are dominating. Now, we go to the last few minutes of the second period. The Senators are on a 5-on-4. Marner or Matthews, I forget who, flips the puck out of the zone. Suddenly, the Sens are on a 5-on-3 for a minute and 20 seconds. All they get is 2 shots on the full 5-on-3 for a minute and 20 seconds. They got a few chances, though. But their 5-on-3 was standing around, not really doing much, and the power play has not improved much from last season with all the additions they brought in. It's a little surprising, to be honest, because that power play is not good. They're just standing around, and when they're passing it, they're forced passes that are not being received well. It's just not a good power play. They need to really work on it, and it showed because they squandered a huge opportunity late in the second period to get a goal to tie it. But going into the third period, Ottawa is down 2-1, which is still good. Matt Murray is the reason Ottawa's still in this one. Ottawa still has a chance, frankly, and let's see what happens in the third period. Now, my second period thoughts, like I said, Matt Murray has been unreal. He's the lone reason why Ottawa is even in this game to begin with. The Leafs completely dominated this period with a couple of power plays, too. Ottawa's lucky to just give up the one, and the Sens missed multiple key opportunities on the power play. So let's see what Ottawa does in the third period. Come on, baby, let's get this comeback going. All right, welcome back. That third period was wild, so let's get into it. 3 minutes into the third period, not a good start for Ottawa as Mitch Marner drops it off to Austin Matthews, who takes a slap shot from the point, beats Murray on the one-timer, his first of the season for Austin Matthews. The Leafs take a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1. And after that, Ottawa really had no momentum going. This was a back-to-back. They played last night, of course. So imagine going 310 days without playing a game like Ottawa did, and then playing a back-to-back. It makes sense that Ottawa was not playing their best tonight, and more importantly, it makes sense that Ottawa was playing with no energy tonight because, listen, imagine going basically a calendar year without playing a hockey game and then suddenly being forced to play back-to-back nights. You're not going to have, you're not going to be 100% right away. It's going to take a bit of time, and we expected this. So, considering the circumstances, Ottawa, they kind of hanged in there, to be honest, and kudos to Matt Murray for helping them get through this game. But suddenly, the craziest thing happened. With 8 minutes left, Tim Stützle takes a home run for his first career National Hockey League goal. Tim Stützle with potentially the nicest first NHL goal in NHL history. Congratulations, Jimmy, the nickname for Tim Stützle. Welcome to the league. Tim Stützle, he has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Great hand-eye from Jimmy. That pass from Shabbat, it was right on the tape. Great hand-eye from Tim Stützle. Wow, as you can see it here, I went insane. I'm sure I woke up like a bunch of people. I went insane. That Tim Stützle goal was, just the sheer skill to pull that off. But more importantly, the fact that the confidence to take that shot, to get that puck into the back of the net. And then the energy, the burst of emotion after that goal went in, that fired me up, and I'm fired up for this kid because that's going to really get the juices going for him. I think this is going to help him get more and more and more motivation, more and more, not motivation, but more confidence in his abilities. And listen, after a goal like that, you should be confident in yourself. Hell of a way to introduce yourself to the league. Tim Stützle, welcome to the show. Wow, what a goal. I can't get over that. Colin White drew the secondary assist, but nice pass from Chabot. I didn't even know if it was a pass or it was just trying to get the puck on net, but regardless, went right to Timmy. Great hand-eye. Ottawa cuts the lead now. It's a 3-2 game. Tim Stützle and the Ottawa Senators suddenly are full of life. A few minutes later, Jake Muzzin takes a shot at Tim Stützle, cross-checks him right in front of Jack Campbell, the Leafs goaltender. No call. I figure, you know what? There's 4 minutes left. I understand. You don't want to call a penalty there. But then with about a minute later, Tim Stützle skates in on Muzzin, hits him, he falls into the boards, and Tim Stützle is called for a penalty. Now, I don't like to blame the refs for a loss. I'm not going to do that tonight. Matt Murray kept the Sens in this, and frankly, Toronto should have won this one much more. But the fact that the Sens were in this, and then the refs missed that call from Muzzin on Stützle, and then Stützle did that to Muzzin, but then they called that, and that wasn't even a penalty. He finished his check. The cost the Sens an opportunity to get back into the game because with 2:49 left to take the penalty like that, it's going to knock all the wind out of any momentum. Of course, Toronto ends up winning this game 3-2. So, of course, Ottawa didn't deserve to win this game. Toronto outplayed them. I'm not going to blame the refs for the loss, but I am going to blame the refs for terrible officiating tonight. That was just terrible call. Unreal call. I think Leaf fans would agree too. That Muzzin penalty, the penalty that Muzzin should have had called on him wasn't called. I understand it, but then to call that on Stützle, it just doesn't make any sense. It's unfortunate, but regardless, Ottawa played well in the last 8 to 10 minutes of that third period, but third period thoughts. Toronto dominated throughout the game. Matt Murray stood on his head, but Tim Stützle scored his first NHL goal. It was probably the nicest first National Hockey League goal in NHL history. Maybe Jordan Eberle would be the other guy, but yeah, welcome to the show, Jimmy, Tim Stützle, whatever you want to call him. Now let's get to the stats for tonight's game. It's interesting. Shots on goal, Ottawa got dominated 40-19. Did not play a good game, frankly, but on a back-to-back, and they're tired, they haven't played in almost a year, it makes sense. Face-offs, Ottawa got dominated there too, 35-21 Toronto. Ottawa's power play was not good tonight. We already spoke about that. They went 0 for 5, while the Leafs got 1 on their 4 attempts. Hits were 30-15 Ottawa. So Ottawa, of course, was more physical in tonight's game. Now, notable for performances, Matt Murray, on 40 shots, stopped 37 of them for a .925 save percentage. Pretty good effort. Tim Stützle, 15 minutes on the ice, 3 shots on net, and a goal. The highlight reel of the night for sure. And now let's get to the Sens Talk Star of the Night, voted by you, the fans, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to refresh the page. All right, so 162 votes. It's I put the poll out at 9:41. It's now 10:01. Got to screenshot that. So 162 votes. In fourth place with 1% of the vote, it is Thomas Chabot. Third place with 8% of the vote, it is Nick Paul. He had a good game, not Nick Paul. I can't lie. Second, with 38% of the vote, this may come as a surprise, Matt Murray. And first, maybe this is recency bias, but first place with 53% of the vote, it is the Sens' young phenom. Tim Stützle is your Sens Talk Star of the Night, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Stützle, we love you. Keep on doing those beautiful, beautiful goals. Now, the next Sens game potentially is on Tuesday against the Winnipeg Jets. But like I mentioned earlier, they may be going through a COVID outbreak, so we shall see about that. But besides that, I'll see you hopefully then, if not sooner. And besides that, thank you all for watching. Sens are now 1-1 on the season, but hey, they won 1 out of the 2 games. Tim Stützle got his first NHL goal tonight. The jerseys are beautiful. Lots to be optimistic about the Sens Army. So I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at SensTalk_ and on Instagram at SensTalk. Like this video and share this video wherever you share cool stuff. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. SensTalk.ca is our website. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we upload a new video. Besides that, I'll see you very soon. Thank you all for watching, and go Sens go.